How to get rich in 2023 in the brand new AI revolution. Now, the AI, artificial revolution, just made its way into the public and it's changing things really fast. Now, when new trends and technologies develop, the early adopters have the biggest advantage. And this new AI revolution is going to be massive. Now, if you follow my work, you already know that I talk about technological revolutions being different than just new technologies, in which they change the course of humanity and they drive financial markets. And what we just witnessed less than 60 days ago is that big. So in this video, I want to ultimately show you how to move fast and capitalize on this new technology to 10x how much money you make. Rather than being afraid of it and just wishing it would go away, we're gonna look at what it is, more importantly, what it can do so you can finish this video with great ideas. We're also gonna look at potential fears and why I think they're overblown, how to use this new technology properly to get the best results, because it seems that most people are getting it wrong, and how you can start using this new AI technology and the revolution to 10x your income, your productivity, and your life. So let's go. All right, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, my name is Mark Moss, and I make these videos to change the way you think about money because the world's changing fast, and the old rules for creating and investing have changed, and you need to change with them. And I get it. I get it. The world's scary. The future seems to be more uncertain than any time I've seen in my life, and many feel helpless and hopeless, but we're not victims. We can design and live the life we want if we just learn to live intentionally with purpose and continue to learn and to grow. So let's jump right into how we can get rich in 2023 in this brand new AI revolution. Okay, so the first thing, what is this ChatGPT, right? GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, which is basically a program that can realistically write like a human. GPT essentially searches a massive amount of written text by reading millions of articles and books online, and then produces work that has perfect grammar, correct punctuation, and no spelling mistakes. It was just released November 30th, 2022, and its user base is growing fast. In fact, it's the fastest growth and adoption seen by a new software or technology in history. Now, I want to just focus on ChatGPT so we can discuss how to use it and increase your money and improve your life with this amazing tool. But it's worth mentioning that ChatGPT was released by OpenAI, which is an AI research lab out of San Francisco. It was founded by Elon Musk and has received over 100 million of investment capital from the Silicon Valley heavyweights, including Sequoia Capital, Andreessen Horowitz, Tiger Global, the Y Combinator, and even Microsoft. And Microsoft doesn't just want a small piece. Just yesterday, they made an offer to invest another $10 billion into OpenAI, giving the company a staggering $29 billion valuation, and would see Microsoft end up owning and controlling a 49% stake. Now, not sure how I feel about this for reasons that we'll get into later, but leave me a comment and let me know what you think. Oh, and while you're at it, you can click that like button and let me know if you like these research videos. Oh, and hit that subscribe button while you're at it so you see more videos when I put them out. One more thing to mention about OpenAI is that ChatGPT is just one of many applications of this OpenAI. They've also have an image generator called DALL-E, which the very popular Lens AI was built on. We'll get back more on that later. Now, let's talk about the fun stuff and get some ideas going, because this is where the money and the productivity gains are made. Now, with the simple chat interface, you can talk to the AI just like you would a friend in normal English, and you can ask it to do almost anything, like creating images, graphics, videos, computer code, all types of writing, including research, articles, sales copy, advertisements, study guides, and yes, even entire books. But that's only the beginning. It can also solve complex problems like reviewing code and suggesting or making changes. A user on Twitter posted that ChatGPT saved him hours of spreadsheet work by writing a complex sorting script way beyond his ability. It explained to him how it worked and even helped him deploy it. Wow. And even more surprising, this user said that it was like having a long chat with an Excel expert who was eager to help. He started with the quote, help me write a script in Google Sheets. Then he just started describing the data and everything that he wanted to do. And when something didn't work, he'd feed back the code to make it work, ask what changes needed to do, X, whatever he wanted to do, and it just walked him through it and did the changes. And it's the same with code and the same with copy. And you can quickly see this is going to disrupt everything. That's what technological revolutions do. They change the course of humanity. Think Industrial Revolution. One machine took the work of 5,000 men. Or think steam engines or automobiles. Yes, it's that big. We will see disruption in the very nature of work, how businesses work, how the economy works. The new technological revolution and the massive change and disruption that it creates is both good and bad. It's not just good, it's great. It's amazing for those that jump onto it early, learn how to use it and harness it, and it's bad for those that choose to be lazy and ignore it. Now, before I lay out some ideas and show you how you can 10x your income and productivity with specific ideas and even some templates, let's look at some of the risks that it potentially poses and some of the big fears that people already have. Okay? So people fear change. And as I said before, some people should. The lazy, uninitiated who ignore this will be harmed, right? They're going to be downsized, minimized, and replaced. This is what tools do. They allow us to be more efficient and effective, but it also diminishes the roles and needs of others in many cases. This is part of what is referred to as creative destruction, in which new technology is the creation, replace the old ways, destruction. Now, this is nothing new. This has happened since the dawn of time, and every new technology that has come out has replaced some human element, and people are always scared. In the Industrial Revolution, a machine replaced the manpower of 5,000 men. What would those men do? Well, higher value tasks, of course. Things like, science, medicine, philosophy, right? A story of the famous economist Milton Friedman gives us a good perspective on this, where in the story he tells of a trip he went on to Asia in the 1960s, and he visited a work site where a canal was being built. When he saw the construction, he was shocked to see that there was no modern equipment. There was no tractors, there was no earth movers, there was just men there with picks and shovels. When he asked the government bureaucrat why, he was told, "You don't understand. This is a jobs program." To which Milton Friedman replied, "Oh, I thought you were trying to build a canal. If it's jobs you want, then you should give these workers spoons, not shovels." So, look, people are always afraid that technology will replace them. People are afraid that AI will replace the workforce, just like every new piece of technology before it. But some jobs, they will be destroyed, just as others will be added. But rather than being afraid of it, you need to learn to harness it and use it to your advantage. So let's look at some examples of what it is and how you can use it. Now, using OpenAI's DALL-E, which isn't the same as ChatGPT interface, but it's essentially the same thing, we can create images, graphics, and of course, graphic design. Need thumbnails for social media posts or YouTube videos? Need a header, an avatar, an emoji? Well, simply type into the chat interface what you want, like, say, 3D render a floating futuristic castle in a clear sky digital art, and boom. Or how about a KTM motorcycle in a narrow cyberpunk street photography? Boom. And then you can tweak it. You can ask it to make it lighter or darker or add this object, or how about give me 10 variations of that? All right, now let your imagination run wild. But let's say that you need graphics. You can design your own, saving you lots of money and time hiring somebody. So you can make more money by saving and you become more productive. Or let's say that you want to offer graphic design services to others, like on Fiverr or Upwork. Now you can use a tool like this to do it fast and effective, making more money efficiently, but that's just scratching the surface. I'll come back to better ways to do this, but let's jump back to ChatGPT for a minute. All right, so ChatGPT is amazing at doing writing. Now, some of you watching might have already tried it and gotten back mediocre or average results, and you're like, come on, Mark, it's certainly not amazing. But But don't worry, I'm going to explain this with some tips in a minute. But back to the writing, okay? So you can use this tool to write all types of things: blog posts, articles, social media posts on all types of things, like how to travel to South Asian countries while couch surfing, or the 5 most important things to consider when launching a plumbing business, or how to increase communication with my child by asking open-ended questions. And then you can ask it to take these articles or blog posts and then make them shorter, make them longer, make them funny, optimistic, pessimistic, or whatever. You can ask it to write them in an Old English tone, or written by Donald Trump, or rewrite it like Tupac wrote it, and it can instantly rewrite them. Next, you can ask it to make them shorter, turn them into tweet threads, social media posts, or even ads for Facebook. You could then ask it to turn them into a single email or an email series, and even add a sales-leaning message with a call to action at the end. Now, let's say that I have a business helping people how to use ChatGPT, and I wanted to use it to create all my marketing materials. Now, here's a very short and rough example of how I could do it. Okay, so first, I would need to know who am I going after and what their desires are. So I'd type in something like, make a list of the top 3 benefits a business would receive by having compelling and high converting content and copy to attract more clients. And boom, I'd get a list of angles to go after these businesses. Then I would need some articles to send out to my prospective clients. So I'd tell ChatGPT something like, create a 500-word article explaining the problems businesses face when they don't have enough customers, and introduce the perfect solution being having high converting articles and content to attract the perfect customer. And boom, I'd have the article. Okay, then I need emails to send to these prospective clients. So I would say, take this article and create 3 different 150-word emails presenting short version of the problem and solution, and ask the reader to take action by reading the rest of the article, and boom, I'd have the email. Then I need ads to run on social to my target audience. So I could ask ChatGPT to find my ideal avatar and audience, and then I could ask it to take this article and email and turn it into short hooks for ads, and then to give me variations. Now, you can see how I could create an entire business model and all my marketing materials quickly. I could do it in hours, not months, and without hiring all the experts and spending tens of thousands of dollars. Now, I normally talk about investing, so how about that? Now, you could ask it questions like, what economic period in history had high inflation, high government debt, and falling stock and bond markets, and what was the best investment strategy for that period? Or I could say, what is the safest mix of assets to hold in periods of stagflation for retired people on fixed incomes? And boom, I get investment ideas. Okay, now there you have some ideas of how to use it. Now let's talk about some warnings, and then I'm going to drop some even better ideas that are very actionable for you. Now, I mentioned above that you can get amazing results, and many of you think I'm crazy, so let me give you a lesson on this for a minute. Now, there's a saying I use all the time. My team's probably sick of it by now, but it is that I say, methods are few, but principles are many. And what that means is the principles that drive results, they're few, but there are millions of methods to deploy them. The principle of building wealth and having a great retirement is to live on less than you earn, save, and invest. That's the only way. It's the only principle. But there's millions of ways to earn, to save, to invest, etc. And all of life, the sum of your life, the quality of your life is always going to come down to the questions you ask yourself and others. And the quality of the results you receive from ChatGPT will come down to the quality of questions. So you need to learn to ask better questions. ChatGPT and AI is just a tool, and it comes down to how well can you use it. For example, I never used to carry tools in my boat because I didn't know how to use them. But after breaking down, my wife bought me a set and made me carry them, even though I didn't even know how to use them. She argued that someone else could at least stop by and help us if we had the tools, right? So tools like AI will make smart people smarter, productive people more productive, but it's going to eliminate the not so smart and the not so productive, and it's certainly the unmotivated to learn and adapt. Now, the example I gave above of creating a business and a marketing plan depended on me already having the creativity to even have the idea of creating a business with this tool. It also depended on me having the structure of how to market to a business, like first find their desires, then relay the benefits, then write articles, etc., right? And of course, then you have to know how to ask the questions to get the results. Okay, so how can you 10x your income and make millions of dollars? Now, I've already given you some examples. You can replace an army of writers, researchers, and assistants with just the AI. That will increase your income. You can then take on 10 times the amount of work with the reduced staff load, and this will 10x your income. You can start any number of service-based businesses, as I suggested, doing research, writing copy, doing SEO, doing graphic design, etc. You can scale these fast and offer to more clients, easily 10x your income. But what about making millions or even billions of dollars? You want to know how to do that? Okay, here you go. Have an imagination. Be creative. Seriously, that's it. Most people do not have it. So you have to be creative and use your imagination and then help others use the tool. Now, still don't get it? Let me feed it to you. OpenAI can do anything. Images, graphics, text, copy, code, research, etc. It can do so much that most people are stuck wondering what they should do with it. All right, let me give you an example here. Lensa AI launched an app built off OpenAI's DALL-E with just one single, very narrow and specific use case. It was so simple, they built an app that interfaced into OpenAI using their APIs. Then they allow a user to upload an image of themselves and get back 50 AI-generated avatars for like $10. All right, now the user could go to DALL-E and they could do it for themselves for free. But the user has no creativity or no imagination and didn't even think about creating an avatar. So Lensa AI offered them this option for $10 and had no cost of fulfillment because OpenAI did all the work. And how did it work out for Lensa AI? Well, they became the #1 app in the App Store. They generated over $10 million in 5 days, and they're now pushing a $1 billion valuation. Now, I've talked to some of my friends that make apps, and you can build an app very similar to Lensa AI for about $15,000 to $20,000. So with a little bit of creativity, coming up with one very narrow specific use case, and about 15 grand, you could potentially build a $1 billion valuation. What could you do? How about an app for college students that's a study buddy, where they could input their course, topic, or their book, and then the AI could return a list of study questions? Or how about a service that provides a list of prompts to write certain things, like a headline generator or something? You could even have a service where you have a list of questions the user fills out, and then it writes an ebook or even an entire book for them. Now look, the only limit is your imagination. So how will you use it to make $1 billion? And bigger question, will you cut me in for giving you the idea? The world's changing fast and you need to adapt. Now, if you like this video, let me know so I can make more of them like this. Leave me a comment, tell me what ideas you have, and if you want help building a $1 million business and investment portfolio in 2023, you should come check out the 3-day live virtual event I'm hosting with Robert Kiyosaki and other experts, where we're going to talk about the biggest trend I see in business. We'll talk about ways to apply this there, and you could leave with a plan to go crush it in 2023. Now, hopefully you like that. I'd love to hear your comments down below. Give me a thumbs up on this video if you like it. If you don't like the video, that's okay. You can give me a thumbs down, but at least tell me why. Other than that, hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and that's it. To your success. I'm out.